We have to understand that walking is incredible for the first piece of research I'm going to bring to your attention, which is when you have a normal regime of walking, and we'll talk about walking protocols here in a moment, research shows that you have sustainable long-term weight loss. So a lot of people go on crash diets. They do like an intense fast, or they do a 6-day-a-week workout where they're like absolutely double down on their workout. But really successful weight loss comes from the small little habits we do over and over and over again. And walking is one of them. It's such a powerful tool that actually the Journal of Nutrition found that walking just for 20 minutes a day for 12 weeks caused people to lose a half a pound every week versus people who didn't walk. We also have some really cool studies that many of you have heard, like the American Journal of Health Promotion and the American Heart Association came out many years ago, that they found that if you did 10,000 steps a day, remember when 10,000 steps a day was a thing? Where did that go? Like, it was a trend and then we stopped talking about it. But this study that was published in the American Journal of Health Promotion found that 10,000 steps a day for 6 months on average, when the participants walked 4,000 steps or 1 mile a day, so they didn't even do the 10,000, so that they still lost a half a pound a week and they kept it off. So imagine if they had done the 10,000, not 4,000, that what would have happened for weight loss. And the reason is because you are lowering cortisol. So it's not just because you're moving. It's not just the action and the calorie output of this experience. It's because you're lowering cortisol levels and you're making yourself more insulin sensitive. In fact, there are some people that believe that if you walked 20 minutes a day for the next year, you'd lose around 25 pounds based off those statistics that I just read to you, those studies. Think about that. 20 minutes a day. Are you willing to do something 20 minutes a day for a year to lose 25 pounds? So this is what I mean when you look at the neurochemical reaction that happens when you walk, when you look at the ritual and doing it on a regular basis, like this is what happens. So second reason why you want to walk is that it prevents metabolic slowdown. So a lot of people are believing that when we start to age, that our metabolism slows down. Now, I hope you all that have been following me know that I'm a big believer that really we need to work with metabolic switching and the two parts of our metabolism to prevent that slowdown. So knowing what to eat and when to eat and building a fasting lifestyle, really important for that metabolic slowdown. Because it's not like your body doesn't become inefficient with its metabolism as you age. It's just that you become less glucose sensitive as you age. And so you have extra glucose that gets stored in your fat. Now, what's interesting about this study I'm going to tell you is that they have noticed in research that when people start to lose weight, that they start moving less. And it's not just walking that they move less. They're actually moving less in their day-to-day movements, and specifically in when they call the non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's called NEAT. Now, thermogenesis is just another fancy term for your metabolism. So as you are moving, as you're sitting throughout your day, like fidgeting, moving around in different positions, those of you that toss and turn at night while you sleep, you're actually helping your metabolism in these small little movements. So like right now, I like to talk with my hands. So I just thinking about this, I'm like, oh, I'm getting some I'm giving my metabolism some help because I'm moving around talking with my hands. Or like, I know when I speak from stage, I don't just stand in one position, I pace. Or if you ever see me, if you could see what my feet are doing as I'm doing a podcast, I actually tap my feet like I'm walking. Right, left, right, left. I do those fidgeting positions. If you listened to the podcast that I did with Katie Bowman about the movement diet, she points this out, that we have become so obsessed with exercise and we forget that it is our movements throughout the day that can keep us in shape. But here's what's interesting is that the American Journal of Regulatory, Integrative, and Comparative Physiology, this is a 2011 study. They found that as people start to drop weight, they naturally move a lot less throughout the day. Now, I think there has to be some kind of evolutionary point to this. I think that the body is always bringing itself into homeostasis. So is it possible that as your metabolic health starts to improve, that the little behaviors your body does to speed up its metabolism, that it doesn't find those necessary anymore, these little neat movements that we're fidgeting and moving with our hands? Maybe as we are improving metabolism, we become more sedentary and we're not doing these behaviors that we're naturally speeding up our metabolism. So how many of you have said to me, God, I've heard this all the time where people say, I was doing really great with fasting, and then I got stuck. My new response based off of this research is going to be, are you walking? Are you fidgeting? Are you moving? These movements matter. So if you're stuck, it might not be that you got to hire a trainer and start to get fit. It might not be that you've got to do anything extra special than move your body and bring back these neat exercises, these neat movements like fidgeting, shifting positions while sleeping, walking, even spontaneous muscle contraction. Like as I'm reading this, I find myself wanting to contract my thigh muscle. All of that matters for weight loss and metabolism. Pretty cool, right? Like this doesn't have to be then weight loss doesn't have to be like a major event. It has to be a lot of great minor events put together to create a major impact on your body's ability to drop fat. Now, there was a hallmark study done in 1988 in the Journal of Metabolism. Now, it's a long time ago, but it's really worth pointing out that people who lose weight burn 18 to 25% less energy daily due to a decrease in these neat exercises. So it's like the body's way of balancing itself. So if you are on this path of weight loss and you don't want to get stuck, come back to something as simple as walking, come back to something as simple as fidgeting. I'm a huge fidgeter, so I'm a big fan of this. Or just moving like Katie Bowman, expressed, like just start moving around. Like she gave some incredible insight. Like that was one of my favorite podcasts that I did this year on the Resetter podcast, because, we think again that we've got to do these big things to stay fit. And what she showed is something as we age as simple as like chopping your vegetables or whisking food, like something as simple as that can actually improve your overall anti-age. I call it a pro-aging toolbox. It can help with pro-aging. It can help with the decline that happens with aging. So again, we don't want to take the walking out of the equation.